escalate fighting in Sudan civil war. Japan earthquake death toll rises to 48.
This is the news.
President Bola Tinubu has warned ministers and heads of agencies against poor performance. He vowed that those who fail to aid effective implementation of the budget will be eased out. The president made this known after signing the 28.78 trillion naira 2024 appropriation bill. He directed all MDAs to take responsibility and provide monthly budget performance reports to the Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning. The president therefore assured Nigerians that the implementation of the budget will be efficiently pursued and vigorously monitored. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has approved the immediate suspension of the National Coordinator and CEO of the National Social Investment Program Agency, Ms. Ali Shehu, over alleged financial misappropriation. He directed an investigation into the allegations. President Tinubu appointed the National N-Power Program Manager, Dr. Akindele Egbua, CEO, pending the conclusion of the investigation. Reports coming from Sierra Leone says authorities have released 352 prisoners. The released inmates include the popular rapper Alhaji Amadou Ba, popularly known as Boss Lodge, who was serving a 9-year sentence for robbery. Information Minister Gano Ba said their release follows a New Year's pardon on Monday by President Julius Maada Bio. The minister said the rapper demonstrated good civic citizenship when he voluntarily returned back to prison. And prominent Somali political figures have criticized the Memorandum of Understanding granting Ethiopia access to one of the seaports of the self-declared Republic of Somaliland. They said the deal signed will threaten the stability of the Horn of Africa region and are urging Somalia's government to intervene. Somalia's former Minister of Planning and International Cooperation, Abdi Ante, termed the deal as provocative step by Ethiopia that has inevitably thrown the entire Horn of Africa region into a political crisis of epic proportions. Somalia, which considers Somaliland as part of its territories, is expected to give a response after an emergency cabinet meeting on Tuesday. And the heads of Sudan's warring military factions are vowed to escalate fighting against each other amid regional efforts to end the brutal conflict in the country. Army Chief Lieutenant General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and Paramilitary Rapid Response Forces Commander Lieutenant General Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, known as Mdeti, made the remarks during the 60th anniversary of Sudan's independence. General Mdeti said the army will end the war in favor of the Sudanese people soon and will establish a state founded on principles of equal citizenship without discrimination. The RSF leader pledged to protect civilians in the central state of Gezira, which his paramilitary group seized in December last year, saying those responsible for reported human rights violations will be brought to justice. For his part, General Burhan said the country's regular armed forces will be victorious and liberate Sudan from the hands of traitors and mercenaries. He ruled out the possibility of a peace deal with the RSF until the group vacates urban areas it seized in April 2023. General Burhan also criticized the leaders of Djibouti, Ethiopia and Uganda for meeting General Mdeti last month, saying they were interfering in the country's affairs. You're on to Global News from Adabai, Japan FM Accra, transmitting from Ilamokin after the break. Japan's earthquake death toll rises to 48. These and more when we return.
Is the news. This is the news. This is the news. The news on Adaba 88.9 FM. The news on Adaba.
Glad to know you're still there for news updates and live streaming. Visit our website www.adaba889.fm or download Adaba FM app on Google Play Store. You can be part of us on our social media platforms www.facebook.com/AdabaFM 80.9 on Facebook, at Adaba 89 FM on Instagram and Adaba FM TV on YouTube. You can provide us information via email newsroom@adaba89.fm. The Israeli military says that it killed 4 Palestinian militants, describing them as terrorists. The IDF says that they were killed during an exchange of fire after they allegedly threw explosives on Israeli forces in the West Bank town of Azun. It also said that 1 Israeli soldier has been injured. And residents in Gaza said that Israeli aircraft and tanks continued strikes in the south of the enclave overnight. The attack comes a day after Israel said it will start withdrawing some of its troops. Israeli ministers say the war in Gaza will continue for many months, but the partial troop withdrawal signals a new phase in the offensive, with an official saying Israel will change strategy to more localized mopping up operations. Reacting, the United States government said they signaled a gradual shift to lower intensity operations in the north of the enclave. The death toll in the powerful earthquake Japan has risen to 48. Japan's Prime Minister Fumio Kishida says the earthquake has caused numerous casualties and extensive damage. Around 1,000 rescuers are searching for people who they think may be trapped beneath the rubble. Officials say the number could rise further as rescue efforts continue. The Japanese military has been handing out supplies including food, water and blankets for those who have had to leave home. All tsunami advisories have now been lifted along the Sea of Japan, meaning there is no longer a risk of such an event. However, U.S. President Joe Biden says the country is ready to provide any necessary assistance. The leader of South Korea's political opposition has been stabbed at a news conference in the southern port city of Busan. Lee Jae-myung, who narrowly lost the presidential elections in 2022, was stabbed on the left side of his neck on Tuesday morning. The attacker was arrested at the scene. Reports said Mr. Lee sustained a 1-centimeter laceration and was treated in the hospital while conscious. Police said his wound was not life-threatening. And Ukraine's capital Kiev has come under fresh attack by Russian drones. The incident came after numerous attacks by both sides in recent days, with Russia retaliating against the Ukrainian strike on the Russian border city of Belgorod on Saturday, which killed at least 25 people and injured more than 100. Kiev Mayor Vitaly Klitschko said explosions could be heard in the city on Tuesday morning, and a drone wreckage has sparked a fire in the Snyakis district near the center. The mayor of Mykolaiv in southern Ukraine said air defenses had brought down drones on the city with debris causing a fire. Ukraine's Air Force said that it had downed all 35 unmanned area vehicles launched by Russia on Monday night. And the Super Eagles camp for the African Cup of Nations has opened in Abu Dhabi, the United Arab Emirates. Coach Jose Basero has named 25 players for the competition, which begins mid-January in the West African nation of Côte d'Ivoire. Report has it that the invitees are expected in camp from their different European bases. But Samuel Chukwueze, goalkeeper Francis Zoho, William Trus Ekong and Sadiq Umar have been granted permission to feature for their sides in games later today. They will then hit the camp on Wednesday. The Super Eagles are in Group A of the competition alongside hosts Côte d'Ivoire, Guinea-Bissau and Equatorial Guinea, as their first game is against Equatorial Guinea on Sunday, January 15th, 2024, before they square off against Côte d'Ivoire 4 days later. The 3-time AFCON winners will later take the battle to Guinea-Bissau on Monday, January 22. To end global news, a recap of our top stories. President Bola Tinubu has warned ministers and heads of agencies against poor performance. The heads of Sudan's warring military factions have vowed to escalate fighting against each other amid regional efforts to end the brutal conflict in the country. And the death toll in the powerful earthquake in Japan has risen to 48. And that's Global News Editor Adeyemi Lawal.